out of the Bible narrative on people and the flood story to act like they don't know who are the people who created Mesopotamia, Egypt, Nubia, and all that there. So they give us this false origin story, this whole Adam and Eve, and then the angels thrown out of heaven, and they give us these stories right here in order to hide the truth of the Africans from the Sahara who actually built all that shit. And they know that if they tell you that Africans from the Sahara actually built Nubia, Egypt, Mesopotamia, all of that there, then their white lies can't continue to go on, because that just kicks everything out of everything. It knocks everything out of whack that they are trying to promote. If they ever tell you that they actually know the people who created fucking Mesopotamia, Egypt, Nubia, Kemet, whatever y'all want to call it, if they ever came and actually told y'all they knew who created all that, then the whole origin story of what they tell y'all don't exist no more. The Bible has no more validity to it once they tell y'all that history. And that's why they keep y'all boxed in that history. And I continue to say this, as long as we keep promoting the Bible, they're going to keep on using it to enslave us. No matter what form or fashion that we promote the Bible on, as long as we keep promoting the Bible, they're going to use the Bible to enslave us. It's written into their legal documents. Una Sanctum is the first papal bull, which is a legal document that the Catholic Church used in order to take all the world under their powers. And they have Bible scriptures written inside of the Una Sanctum. That's because I'm God the Father, bitch. That's why I'm in the sky. Gay. I'm God the Father, bitch. That's why I'm in the sky. I'm the Most High. That's why I'm in the sky. Show your phone to my nephew and show my nephew that his uncle is in the sky. Since you on my live, motherfucker. Unum Sanctum. UNAM is two separate words. Yes, bitch, I'm your sky dad. It's two different words. Unum, UNAM, Sanctum, SANCTUM. That's what it is. Unum Sanctum, SANCTUM. It's two separate words. And that was one of 4 papal bulls, which are legal documents that the Catholic Church used in order to take all of the world lands and everybody's soul up under the Catholic Church, and saying that you had to go through the Catholic Church in order to get salvation. This is why the Pope is considered the closest thing to Jesus Christ on earth, because of these legal documents. Not because there's no fucking proof behind it. It's just because they won the Christian Crusades, and after that right there, they started putting these legal documents framework into place. So that's what the fuck is going on. Whenever they created these fucking papal bulls, these legal documents, the church took everybody up under their wing, saying you got to go through the church to get salvation, and that the Pope was the closest thing to fucking Jesus on earth. Not everybody even fucking believe in Jesus, so how the fuck? But that just goes to show you where it started and where we at with it now. Not everybody in the fucking world damn near believe in the Abrahamic faith. Majority of the world believe in the Abrahamic faith in some form or fashion. I don't fucking know. Y'all know me and Emil fell out whenever I went to telling everybody that everybody wasn't fucking Hebrew Israelites. And you know, he can't leave that doctrine alone. So whenever I went to saying my genealogy is showing me I'm from fucking Africa, and our shit predate Abraham, so how in the fuck are we gonna be Hebrew Israelites? He couldn't take that. And I knew it was gonna be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, because before I brought that reality to the world, it was a hard pill for me to swallow internally. But my genealogy wasn't showing me that I came after Abraham. My genealogy was showing me my people predated Abraham. So why in the fuck am I running around this bitch calling myself a Hebrew Israelite if my people predate the progenitor of the Hebrew Israelites? That's when I had to do a reality check on my fucking self. Had to check myself and what was really going on. This is why I tell everybody to do their own genealogy. Because everybody running around here saying black folks are the Hebrew Israelites, they probably even got no genealogy that go back to a Hebrew Israelite. Everybody need to do this shit for themselves. A lot of shit predated the Israelites. Talking about who predated the Israelites. A lot of fucking people. That shit is fucking recent. They just keeping everything away from us. They're just keeping everything away from us. The fucking Hebrew Israelites don't have nothing to do with the Americas. Well, all that shit that they say was going on in the Bible was going on over here in Americas was doing their own shit. Well, all the shit that's so say written in the Bible that was written over there, people on this side of the world was doing their own shit at the same time. That is so say is going on. So why do they try to put everybody into that one category? Well, I know why. Because if they make us one monolith, we don't never really try to see who the fuck we are on our own, for our own families. We just go with, yeah, we that, we this, yeah. I know what I am. I don't know what the fuck you are. I never did your genealogy. I never talked to your people. So I don't know what you are. I know what I am. You know what I'm saying? I know what my people was. So I can't speak for nobody else, but I can tell you that everybody that's copper color, mahogany color, or what they call black in America didn't come from Africa. All our ancestors didn't come over here on no slave ships. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions, that everybody just came from Africa. Y'all know before the out of Africa theory was a theory, y'all know it was the out of Asia theory before that, right? Like these people are just guessing and writing themselves into history. And because you don't study history like you should, because history is not something that brings what's the word I was looking for the other day? Instant gratification. History doesn't bring you instant gratification, so a lot of people don't take it to heart and how important history is to your everyday life and to everything that's going on in the world today. So a lot of people can't see the patterns that's going on because they don't study history. So they don't get to see the patterns and see how shit transpired over time because they don't study history. Like, that was one of the pushbacks I had. I was watching the Kanye interview with the Lex guy. That was one of the pushbacks I had on his interview. Well, I ain't finished it. I'm like halfway through. He was like, we need to get rid of history and start over from scratch. They kept telling Kanye, you gotta separate the pain. And I'm looking at the interview like, boy, who the fuck is this little Jewish dude talking to? Like, what? And then Kanye, we gotta leave history and start right now. I was like, oh, you dudes is weird. Both of y'all. Some weirdos. Everybody about to get rid of history, bitch. I need to know how we get to this point. I'm not just about to start over with some fresh ideas, go from scratch, and you, some dirty motherfuckers throughout history. Why the fuck would I just, like, no. What do you think them, like, I don't be playing that shit. It'd be amazing me though. It's amazing to me. That Bible got a fucking chokehold on our people. That Bible got a fucking chokehold on our people. It been strangling there, strangling. Like, that Bible really has a chokehold on our people. Like, and it makes us put all reality into a single book, and anything outside of that, no one takes to heart. They dismiss it, and it's like it doesn't exist and hold no weight because the Bible doesn't say it. But let me go on to say, in my studies, we know that at one point I brought out how the printing press to print books, buying books together and mass produce books wasn't created until the 1450s. So, I always make this point that if the printing press wasn't created till the 1450s, and not everybody was able to have a fucking Bible because it wasn't able to be mass produced, you had to be wealthy in order to produce a book at that time. How did everybody know about Jesus before that time? That's one of the questions I always present now in my case on this. Like, you couldn't mass produce books until the 1450s. Before that, you couldn't mass produce books. So how did everybody in the world know about Jesus and was worshiping Jesus and the Ten Commandments and the Bible and all of that before they was able to mass produce books and bind them together? Before Gettysburg printing press or whatever. How was they getting this information to everybody? They hadn't conquered the world. They hadn't even seen the whole world. So how was everybody believing in this? They weren't. You got colonized. The whole world has been colonized and given this fucking Christianity doctrine, this Abrahamic faith doctrine. The whole world didn't have this shit. The whole world did not have this. And this is not the way everybody in the world should be living. Like, everybody didn't have that fucking book. This shit is recent. This colonization is recent. This is recent. They got us thinking because they saying that this shit in the Bible happened so long ago, that your colonization happened so long ago. Man, this shit is recent. That whole white folks been in power for thousands and thousands of years. No, but this shit is recent. Like, this fucking colonization is recent. We gotta shake this shit off. We gotta shake this shit off. Excuse me. Very recent. Y'all know shit. How bad I wish I was home, so I could be in my library right now. Y'all know how bad I wish I was home so I could be in my library right now. If I was home, I'll be online cutting up right now. Boy, if I was on. But y'all know them people is not gonna let my live. Y'all know the people is not gonna let my page go out. But we gotta let this, everything dealing with this Bible, bro, we gotta let it go. And that includes Islam. The NOI. That includes that too. All that shit gotta go. Like, we gotta let every part of the Abrahamic faith go, yo. Like, that's what we as a people gotta do, and then go out and find out who the fuck we is. Every family. You gotta go do that fucking research for you and your family. You and your family. We gotta let go all those Abrahamic faiths. Cause the Islam shit over here is still saying that you come from over there. And like, another point we always just have to make, like, just ask the question. Like, I got the, is it Shemitic or Semitic? Just ask the question. How many Africans came to North America during the transatlantic slave trade? And in how many years was that span? You gotta ask them. Cause, bruh, the whole narrative still is all black people in America came from Africa during slavery. That's still the fucking mainstream narrative for us right now in the world. Like, Kyrie, even though his mama from here, his family from here, he still pushed that narrative. I was like that at one time. Like, all my life I was told about my grandmother being Indian. And they were just saying, you got Indian in your blood. Nobody told me that shit meant I'm the fucking actual Indian. It was just, you got Indian in your blood from your grandma. I never comprehended, bitch, the same blood in your grandma is the same blood in you. What the fuck they mean? You got Indian in your blood from your grandma. That's the same blood in your mama, that's the same blood in you. The fuck they mean? That's your fucking bloodline. And I was still pushing that out of Africa shit for so long. So I know how hard it is to shake that shit. And I was told, you got Indian in your blood all my life, but I didn't know what the fuck that shit meant. I didn't know what the fuck that shit meant. I didn't. I had no idea what the fuck that meant. But now that I done lived this long and I can put things in the context for myself and in historical context, like the whole time people were saying you got Indian in your blood because your grandma, they were saying your grandma is an Indian, your mom is an Indian, you an Indian. My mama told me she growing up, she was calling her Indian girl. And I'm like, damn, they didn't fucking brainwash y'all from one generation to the next. To where I ain't know this shit till I had to ask my mama them shit. I had to ask my mama them this shit. And they just freely told me. And I'm like, they don't really get what this shit actually means in the context of everything. And I'm like, my mama don't have no fucking clue what this shit means. I'm like, holy shit, they been knowing this shit their whole fucking life. They just never fully explained it to us. But now that I understand history, I know that shit, our ancestors had to, once they got fucking pencil whipped, they had to go along with that shit. Some was killed for claiming that they were still Indians. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want us to stop trying to group all of us into one people. You know what I'm saying? There's strength in diversity. Y'all gonna always hear me say this. There's strength in diversity. I want y'all to find out who y'all are. I want everybody to find that shit out. So you can learn about you, and you can teach us about you, and we can teach y'all, and we can teach about us, and we can learn to respect each other. There's strength in diversity. Trying to make us one monolithic group, that shit is fucking harmful. Because that ain't never how our people live nowhere on this motherfucking plane. This terror plane, this terror planet. Our people ain't never lived like that. But they're trying to force us into that way of living. And that's not our way of living. Excuse me. I want everybody to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got partners who are Africans. I got partners that's from Zimbabwe. Boy, why I can't think of what tribe my part. The Koi, I want to say the name of it is, and in Liberia, one of my partners from that tribe. Like, I want my people who, if that's their lineage, I want them to be able to feel proud about their lineage and all of that. We don't have to have this whole back and forth that I see between online. I see between everybody. It ain't gotta be. Y'all ain't gotta hate on the next person for finding out who they are and being proud of who they are. There's enough resources on this plane for all us to shine. There's enough resources on this plane for all of us to shine. We don't have to dim the next one's light in order for us to shine. And I mean that all the way across the plane. We don't have to dim the next one's light in order for us to shine. Yeah, I gotta get down to Louisiana too. That's my once I finish with this once I finish with these rounds of investments and lock up everything, get all this shit with these companies straight, I'm going to take me a little trip home for a little minute, because it's some information I got to go siphon through, and you really got to go and dig through that information. It ain't no shit you could just go down there for a few hours and then you go do for a few hours and then that's it. It's gonna take you some time. You heard me? Yeah, I gotta get my ass back down there. I got some shit I gotta go through. Especially I went through a lot of shit my first few years before I wasn't as seasoned in the whole method of researching your genealogy. You know, it take you some time to get seasoned in looking at them documents and understanding what them documents mean and where you place those documents in the historical time frame and what was going on in history at that time. You it take a while for you to be able to comprehend all of that shit. So I know I probably skipped over a bunch of information in my early stages of my quest because I was new to the whole structure of genealogy and what you're looking for and all of that stuff. But when I go back, oh, bro, I can't wait to go back. Like, I'm fiending to go back home because, like, we got a library at home, and one section of the library had fucking genealogy in it. You know what I'm saying? I think I still got a picture of it. I need to post it again just to show our people how important genealogy is to where, you know what I'm saying? These white people have written, these pale Europeans have written books on their history in order for their descendants to come back and be able to read and know more about themselves and don't have to be out in the world wondering who they are. Like, we don't understand how big of a problem or how big of a hole us wandering around lost trying to figure out who we are and claim and jump claiming from this to that, how much that take away from us being able to be productive and engineer a society that we feel is a natural society for us to live in. Like, them stripping us of all of that leaves a big gap in everything that we do. That's why genealogy is so important, because it helps fill in those voids that has been put there by colonization. So that's why I strongly support you doing it. You know what I'm saying? You and your family start having them discussions. Like, bro, I'm talking about in the library, there's books this here thick in our library back at home on just one family. Like books this here thick, they just have in the library. So imagine the history that they passing down behind closed doors to their descendants. Like, I was blown away the first when I seen that shit. I'm like, damn, they really is preserving their history to make sure their descendants get what they went through and all of that there. So when it's like, that's a whole different type of mindset going forward. Like, that's a whole totally different mindset going forward when you can start like that. And but you know, all our history, they always give us the start of our history through slavery. You know, the start of our history is always presented through a slavery background. Like, we ain't come from shit, we ain't do shit, you know. That's what they always try to start. If you look at anything promoted on our history, it's always starting with a slave narrative. And that's why this whole that's why this whole shit with Kanye and them is funny. Because now the conversation, because he pushing this whole Jew thing. He pushing this whole Jew line. He pushing it. He pushing this whole Jew Jewish line. He pushing the line. So it's gonna bring up a conversation, but this is where we start taking the conversation a step further. And I know a lot of black people in America don't be liking to a lot of black people in America got this thing with Africans going on right now. So it's harder for them to want to be like, yeah, it's people inside of Africa that come through there and migrated in there and created all that, and y'all trying to erase their history so y'all don't say that it's dark-skinned people that created all this. You know, without having to attach themselves to those people. Like, it's hard for a lot of people in America to, no, you didn't go to work. Good.
No, I took a nap.
Yeah, he did tell me you were sleeping. I'm glad you took a nap. So it's hard for a lot of, quote-unquote, black Americans to give any credit to Africans. So, this whole beef that's online going on, I understand it to understand what it's about, but the way they're carrying on with it, I don't get. That's the part I don't get. But, hey, but when we go into the Jewish, Hebrew, Israelite, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, that whole entire narrative right there, yes, from my research, it's showing that the people that they call the Annunaki are actually the Anu people from Africa, from the Sahara, who came through and migrated and created Egypt, Nubia, Kemet, Israel, Mesopotamia, all that. That's what I'm getting from my research. So from there, I'm looking at what is presented to the world. The world is given a narrative that Mesopotamia is the creator of civilization. Nobody really knows who created it, but that's where everything started, and that's where Abraham from, and that's also where the fallen angels fell and made it with woman. You know, that whole story is based into that geographical location. So if you were to promote something that predated that geological location and can also say that what predates it is also its father, you now knock down that whole foundation of what all of that stands on. And that is why their history is being hidden and not promoted, because if you promote the history of the Anu people, you're now going to start to question the entire biblical narrative. Like, you're going to question everything about the Bible once you start studying the Anu people. And all the people that come off of there come from the Sahara, the Megaphesin area. When you start studying all of that, you're going to be like, God damn, is all of this information on all of these people that migrated and created Egypt and all that, and they don't promote none of this shit? Like, you're going to be like, God, and the information is just sitting there. It's just that you have never been told those words specifically, so you never knew to look up those words specifically. It wasn't until I got into certain books and then I went to researching online, I'm like, oh, holy shit, they got nothing but information about this online you can find. But I'm like, it's not promoted anywhere. And no one has ever placed that information in the context of what the reality is. And it's like, but this information would knock down the whole biblical foundation. That's why when I first found it, I'm like, holy shit. Bro, these people just hiding this shit on purpose in order to keep everybody into a biblical mindset, in order to write themselves into history and use the fucking Bible to enslave the world. I was like, whoa, this shit crazy. I'm like, bro, this shit is fucking crazy. And the information just sitting there. That's why I say it's not that is hidden. It's just not promoted. They can't promote that fucking black ass Africans from the Sahara come through and fucking created all of that there. They can't say that because then they have to rewrite everything else about history that they've been saying. The whole Jesus shit goes out the window. All of that. All of that goes out the window. And so they're hiding the whole migration from the sub-Sahara Africa from when it was grasslands and they changed over to the desert, and the people who migrated out of there, they're hiding their history. And they're not promoting it because their history would then tell you what the fuck came before the stories they're giving you in the Bible. And they can't tell you, they can't let you know that they know there's this fucking people that fucking real people. They can't let you know that they know that, because then how you gonna believe the Bible then? Like, think about it. How you gonna believe the Bible? And this is fucked up. So if they would go to that extent to do that there, what you think they would do to our history over here? You think they really gonna let you know? What? You think they really gonna let you? Do you think they was gonna really tell you? Like, come on, man, let's put that shit in the context. People got a pattern of doing this shit. This is a pattern of doing this. Like, I just fell back from the day-to-day posting everything online because I already see the whole play of everything. Like, I done gave y'all the whole blueprint. I done said all this shit for the past few years online straight. I done broke down all these barriers and figured all that shit. I done gave it to y'all and said, do what y'all need to do with it. So I don't need to just feel I need to be up here just every time something going in the world, just being a voice of reason anymore. Like, everybody should be now being able to start moving forward and start thinking on their own. As far as those who been fucking with me for a minute and supporting me for a minute, I done already gave us this game for a little minute. So y'all should just be looking at this like, y'all should be able to pick apart all of this shit. But that Bible got a hold on us. And as long as we promote it in any form, shape, or fashion, they're going to keep using it to enslave us. Like, they're going to keep using it to enslave us. Like I said, it's written into their legal documents for them to control the whole entire world through the Catholic Church. Like, the Catholic Church don't give a fuck what side of the coin you're on. Long as you long as you gonna still promote that church shit, Jesus shit, long as you still promote that, they don't give a fuck what denomination you fall up under that bitch. You don't give a fuck. Long as you know you fall up under that, that's all they care about. And they use the Bible in their legal documentation, in their papal bulls. They use this bitch to enslave the entire world. Because the whole entire world did not go by this doctrine. And I don't mean 2,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago, the whole world didn't fucking go by this fucking doctrine. Like, they got us fucked up though. They got us fucked up. They really do. I have to post it on my page. I don't have, they don't let me download my lives. I don't know if they still let other people do it, but I can't download my lives. I can't save it. It's either delete it or share it. I guess that's just them doing that to me. I don't know if anybody else. I know at one time I could download it, but now I can only share it or delete it. But, man, they got us stuck in this biblical narrative. I was stuck in this bitch for a long time. And now that I see that this narrative is not the narrative that everybody live by, and I done free myself from it, I'm like, bro, this shit held me back so many years from doing so much shit, believing some of this shit. And I'm like, if it did this to me, I know what it was doing to fucking other people. I know how much it didn't held back. Well, this shit didn't held back so many people in our community from doing great things and being great. Like, ain't shit been accomplished by nobody yet in the community to me that's fucking worth bragging about. Well, there's a few people that I feel are some of the most gangster people in the world. Y'all know, shout out to my chiefs. But y'all know why I feel like they so gangsters. But this shit that most quote-unquote black folks get awarded for and shit, none of that shit matters to me. None of that shit matters on a scale of actually being free. So I don't look at it as an accomplishment. You know, there's only a few people I seen around this bitch with real nuts. And I'm talking about in the way they go about handling themselves with this corporation, this foreign invading corporation. But, shit, go ahead, Kanye, keep pushing the issue. I like it. Go ahead. But he Moses. That boy said he Moses. Hey, I ain't bring this to Instagram. Hey, I made a tweet recently. Where the fuck was I? I think I was getting something to eat. And it was on a Sunday. And they was in there playing some gospel music. And they was playing, he may not come when you want him, but he's right on time, some shit like that. He's an on-time God, yes he is. I was in that bitch like, man, I just was listening to them lyrics and listening to it, and I was like, man, boy, we still out here getting our ass kicked. We around this bitch on about we may not come when he want him, but he's right on time. I said, bro, just think about the fucking lyrics we sing. But we be singing just stupidity over ourselves. Like, bro, I was like, bro, just listen to the lyrics of some of these gospel songs and then place them into reality of what actually has happened and is happening. I say, man, I'm like, bro, we be singing, boy, this boy, oh, man. The gospel. Hey, give me some church lyrics. Come on, give me a song that you sung as a child in the church. Come on, let's drop it. Give me a song title or something. Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want. Oh, Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. Call him up and tell him what you want. What you gonna tell him? What the fuck is you gonna tell him? Bitch, if you supposed to be see all, hear all, omnipresent, why the fuck do I need to call you and tell you what's going on? Like, this is the shit I'm talking about. Hold on. We're going to go through this. If Jesus on the main line, you want me to call him and tell him what I want. If he and his dad is supposed to be omnipresent everywhere, know every fucking thing, why the fuck do I need to call you and tell you what the fuck I want? And then you get some people on the other hand, Jesus know my wants and needs. Well, motherfucker, why you gotta call him and tell it to him then? Please explain that to me. Jesus know my wants and needs. Well, why the fuck you gotta call him and tell him that? I got a need to be paid. Hey, you don't even get that person that give you the money to pay that bad money prayers that you get Jesus. Like, you let that motherfucker pay your bills and fuck around there and have a disagreement with him about something and be talking behind their back to somebody else. When the motherfucker and he'll pay your bills. You could have just left it at y'all had a disagreement and y'all just had a disagreement. Motherfucker cared about you enough to help pay a bill for your fucking ass though. Jesus didn't come down here and fix shit. This little light of mine. Oh, nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh my God. Nothing, boy. Man, if it wasn't for the blood of Jesus Christ, if it wasn't for the blood, man, that's some fucking witchcraft shit, ain't it? That's some sacrifice type shit, huh? Ain't that what that is? That's not some voodoo, not voodoo. Shit, just spiritual cannibalism. Shit, I guess it's practiced in other religions also. So I just can't say it's in cultures around, quote unquote, where you melanated beings. It's some ritual shit. Yeah, some ritual shit. Yeah, everybody got rituals in their shit. Nah, everybody got rituals in their shit. Everybody got rituals in their shit. Everybody got rituals. They just don't admit that it's a ritual. That's what it is. Nah, everybody got rituals in their shit. Every cultures all over the world have rituals in their shit. You may not agree with what the rituals may be, but cultures all over the world do have those type of rituals, and we can't sit up here and act like other cultures here and abroad doesn't have those type of rituals inside of their cultures. We'll be lying. But the church is the only ones that say it's not a ritual. And then they do it repeatedly. They have a cycle when they do it on. They have a certain date you do it on. How is this not a fucking ritual? I don't know how we let that go on. I guess they spooked us away from the word ritual, so we never placed it into just a human category that people do rituals all over the world. And it got by because nobody ever looked at it like it's a ritual, but I be fucking doggone it. If it ain't a fucking ritual, what the fuck is it? Please tell me. You're going to take this communion, you're going to eat this blood and do it in remembrance of me. Thank you, Jesus. After I hit that three, blood gang, white supremacy. After I hit that home run at the World Series. Who the fuck is, oh, I'm up here, oh, my bad, I'm tripping. Y'all pointing to me. Oh, that's what it is. My bad. I'm not tripping, y'all. They pointing to me. Y'all see I'm in the sky. So when they be doing that, they be saying, you see I'm up here, you see I'm down there cutting up on Raspy? And I be like, yeah, I see you, my G. I see you. That's what that be. My bad, y'all. My bad. I was tripping for a second. I was wondering what y'all be doing, but I forgot I'd be up here. Y'all know my pronouns once again. For those who don't know, my pronouns are God the Father and the Magnificent One. And if you don't call me by those pronouns, you're being racist and prejudiced and discriminating against me. So, just so you know, those are my pronouns, and y'all must address me accordingly. But it's gonna be problems. You heard me? Now I get why they be doing that. Man, I was over here tripping, man. I was about to go off on them boys. But now that I know they be up here doing that, telling me they, bro, pay attention. Cause I know I be up here reading and shit. You know? I don't know everything. I ain't the omnipresent one. I don't know everything. Like, I don't know everything. So, I'll be up here reading. And so when they be doing all that, and I don't be watching sports, so when they be doing all that, they be trying to get my attention to tell me to look down to see how hard they going on the court, on the field. So, you know, they be having to get my attention. So that's what they be doing. Now I get why they be doing all that. They be knowing I be up here in the sky and shit. So they be trying to get my attention because I be up here reading because I don't know everything. You know? You gonna have to call me and tell me what you want. Yeah, because I'm not omnipresent. I don't know everything. You have to call me and tell me what you want. Oh. That boy say put money in the collection plate and borrowing money to pay bills. Oh, boy, you going to H-E-double-L. H-E-double hockey stick. Yo, boy, you going to H-E-double hockey stick with gasoline draws on. Oh, that boy say putting money in the collection plate and borrowing money to pay bills. Oh, boy. Boy, they getting 3 rounds at the church, too. They want your loose change, your loose dollars, and your big money. I'm telling you, they want your loose change, your loose dollars, and your big money. Tell me I'm lying. Who? Anybody else church was like that? Now that I ain't never thought about this till just now. I remember they bring around a penny basket. Now that I'm thinking about it, they wanted your fucking loose change, your loose dollars for the main collection, and then they'll also give you a fucking envelope if you want to put in the big money so nobody know how much you put in and you just put your name on it. Boy, look at this shit. They wanted your loose change, your loose dollars, and your big money. And I'm just putting this shit in the fucking context. I'm going to call my mama when I get off of here. I'm going to say, Ma, you remember, do they still do the penny basket at church? She probably going to say, no, they don't. I'm going to say, but you remember it though, right? She going to say, yeah, why? I'm going to say they had the penny basket, then they had the collection, then he may pick up another one late if he stay longer, but he also had the envelope that went around. I know she going to say, yeah. I'm going to say, nah, peep game on how the church get the money out of the community. They want your loose change in your pocket, your loose dollars, and your big money to go in the envelope so nobody see you.
No, they want whatever you can give.
Yeah, well, then you know I'm going to be like, Renee. Oh, boy, I'm going to be like, come on now, man, stop playing with me. Bruh, and that's just one service. That's just one Sunday. So you got 4 Sundays out of fucking month.